Hi, I'm Helen from the Crafty So-and-so, and today we are going to be making a simple drawstring bag. So this is the bag we're going to be making. I made one ahead of time to practice, just to make sure it all came together. And as you can see, there's like a little lace detailing. There's the drawstring part here, and it is perfect. This bag is such a perfect little tool. It's great if you've got like a necklace to give as a present for someone, or even for treasure hunts. Treasure hunts like for the kids, Easter egg treasure hunts and everything. So good. So they're handy little bags, and got plenty of space inside for your eggs or your treats. Fantastic. So as usual, this is what we have equipment wise to work with today. We've got fabric scissors, thread, the small scissors. We've got our fabric. I've got two fabrics because you'll be wanting one for your main bag and then one to create a channel. You've got your chalk pen. I'll put a link to look. This is fantastic. You definitely need one of them if you're going to be doing any sort of sewing. You've got some ribbon, my tape measure, pins, and I've created a template which is 6 inches by 8 inches rectangle just to create the bag. So the first thing you want to do is cut out your paper template. Just use a ruler and a pencil, cut that to the dimensions. You can make this bigger or smaller depending on what you want to use it for. It's really simple, just a rectangle. Even if you've got a book that you want to use as a template, just use that, that's fine. Then you want to create your two pieces. So you've got your two main pieces there. You then want to create your two channels. So these strips will create channels. You don't have to cut these on the bias. These are fine just on the straight grain as they are. They want to be, so they measure just the length or a little bit over the width of your fabric pieces. So you need two of those, and then you need a strip about 1 inch wide, and it needs to measure double and a little bit of your bag, because this will be the binding on the top to neaten it off. Once you've got those pieces, you're ready to start sewing. So what you want to do before you start sewing is just make sure everything's been given a good press again, just to make sure it's all nice and crisp. You can use starch, like a spray-on starch, if you're wanting to make this a bit more stiffer, but it doesn't really matter because you still want to be able to have the full comfort of the bag. So make sure your strips are nice and pressed. So to start off, to create your channel, you want to lay on probably about, I'd say, because you've got a 1/4 inch seam on all sides, I'd lay it probably about 1.5 inches down. I'm going by eye, but if you want to measure, that's fine. You want to work out where you need to be folding your line in, because you don't want this to completely go round. With the channel, you want 2 ends open, so you can always thread your ribbon through. So once you've decided that, iron them down from a quick press, and then you want to do the same for the other side, for the lengthier sides, for these bits here. So simply give them a bit of a tuck up, like so. Follow that along, pressing as you go. So that will create that side, and do the same for the other side. If you want to make your channel any wider or thinner, just alter the thickness of the band that you create in the first place. So that should be your channel. Pin that into place, because once that's pinned into place you're going to be sewing down each length to hold it into place. So that's what you should be left with. Repeat for the other one. Simply sew down each side of the channel. So once you've sewn on your channel, it should look something like this. There you go. As you can see, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I did a tiny little stitch on the very edge. You want to catch it on the very edge so then you've got as much room for your ribbon to get through as possible. The next thing you want to do is lay your pieces together, making sure your channels are in line so then your ribbon doesn't squiggle off everywhere. And pin your pieces together and sew. So as you can see, I've pinned my two pieces together. You want to sew down this side, across the bottom and up. You want to make sure that you leave the top edge open because that's where you'll be turning your bag through. Once you have sewn around your edge, you will notice you've got your corners. You want to just clip the very corner of your fabric like that. Do that for both corners, and then it just means you can get a crisper edge when turning through. The next step is that you want to lay on your long strip right sides together, so, and then you'll just pin it into place. Make sure when you're pinning the first part down you can see that I've folded it over, so that means when you're turning it round you get a nice neat edge, you don't get a raw edge which will fray, and then you can fold that over and it's all caught up. So then you want to sew that with a 1/4 inch seam and then take it to the ironing board. So when you get to your iron, once you've sewn along, as you can see, you want to then pull it over so you can see your seam. You just want to give that a press so the seam is nice and crisp. Do it on both sides. So now you can create a thin binding at the top if you want a decorative edge, or you can pull it right back so there's no edge at all. And it should look something like that. So you shouldn't be seeing any of the inside. There we go. So just to hold that stitch in place, as you can see, that's the inside. I'm just going to do a really small thin stitch along the top on the very edge, just to hold that into place. And then that should just stay as it is. So the last thing I'm going to do is pull through my ribbon to create the drawstring. So this is my ribbon I've got. I have put a safety pin at the very end. That means that while you are pulling it through you can keep hold of the safety pin because it's a bit more of a substantial thing to keep pull through and find. So start by just pushing it through. So once you've pulled your ribbon through, it will look something like this. So you've got your two pieces at this end, and you can see you've got your channel there, like that. So I'm just going to put a knot in each of the ends. You can put anything on the end if you want to put a bead on, just to make it a little bit more decorative, anything. And there you have your little bag. So it's all ready to go. Get it stuffed with your Easter eggs or whatever you want to put in them, and then they're all ready for you to go. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to check out some more that I've got coming up, or the ones that I've already done. And see you next time. Thank you.